the calendar pages are starting to turn. A special month for which we both yearn. It's not just a day, it's a 30-day spree. A Filipino birthday for George and for Heidi. Heidi says, honey, just a small, simple affair. George's nods, pulling out his good but wrong, what a pair. Cause a simple party in the Philippines, you see, means the whole barangay is coming for free. Happy birthday month to George and to Heidi. From the streets of Manila to Angeles City, it's a party. Heidi's cooking treats and making plans. George is testing the mic. It's a whole month of chaos in the land of Philippine antics life. Happy birthday, George and Heidi. Happy birthday to you. So grab a red horse and play the spaghetti so sweet. A Filipino American birthday that can't be late and starts early with the family debate. Who's making the lumpia? Don't be late. Tita Charo's bringing her famous leche flan while Uncle Bob's in charge of the adobo pan. Heidi's in the kitchen a little bit stressed. George just chuckles.
Honey, don't you worry, my dear.
In the Philippines, leftovers is a word you'll never hear. Happy birthday month to George and to Heidi. From the streets of Manila to Angeles City, it's a party. Heidi's cooking treats and making plans. George is testing the mic. It's a whole month of chaos in the land of Philippine antiques life. Happy birthday, George and Heidi.
Yeah. Hey, hello guys. Just so you guys know, we are experiencing severe technical difficulties. Well, it's due to monsoon. Well, no, it's been raining non-stop for days. I'm not joking.
We got wind pushing all over the place.
Right now, we have a green light across the border. Believe it or not.
We'll see. Okay.
Wait, no, just let you guys know we're running on our phones right now. But
yeah, the Wi-Fi's been out.
correct.
So.
No, it's been insane.
Welcome and good morning. An insane amount. We've been watching Filipino houses being destroyed across the country, landslide, rock slides, cars and motorcycles floating around. And I've been watching this. This is, I think, going into my 5th season of watching this, and I want to say it never gets old. It just literally seems to be the same thing, except for heavier this year. Yeah, but you don't have to. Right. So where are you going to put that? You don't have to. Yeah,
Heidi gave me this. It's her homemade sausage. It's really good. I'm
not going to take the curlers out of my hair. And thank you to people's suggestion. It's hard to see with the light. Oh, you can't. There you go. It's better. This is the hummingbird cake that somebody recommended. And basically it's pineapple, banana, nuts, and a cream cheese frosting, all done in a healthy manner. It's got oat flour. It's made with erythritol, no sugar, so it's more on the protein-rich side. Even the pineapple was actually fresh. So, and I put pineapple in the cream cheese frosting, so it turned out pretty yummy. Here, try it. I had a little bite earlier.
Wait, it's your birthday. That's for you.
Because she got that sausage.
No.
So what's Mary?
Oh crap! Did she? Oh my God!
So you can't set a plate down there, and the dog can't have sausage. That's going.
Well, we're on a live. I don't know.
Well, unfortunately, I don't have any.
Okay. We're Mary. Our according to AR, it's our pug. This is the normal size of the homemade sausage that Heidi makes, and just a quick left after Heidi. Anyway.
Yeah, that's good. I knew if you set it there, you have the animals up there. You can't let the animals up there and set up like.
Well, she's like a freaking size.
And we had the buzzing noise. We're not even paying attention.
I already did.
The whole intro.
Crap. You can't hear us.
Really, George?
They can't hear you. All right. Hold on. I don't know if they can hear us yet or not. But anyway.
Yeah, it's getting old, the buzz. Can you guys hear us now?
Well,
Did you plug it back in?
Yes.
Get down, Mary. Stop.
I'm trying to get to the chat. I don't know how to get to the chat. Okay. Did that.
Well, here's the thing.
Remember, they probably can hear us.
No, I'm aware of that. All right. Can you guys hear us now? I mean, I don't get it. It was fine with the last computer. This is a newer computer.
Well,
Now it's time to
obviously,
get a new.
there's some issues with it's the newest Windows. The last time we used the old Windows.
Okay. So is that better?
You know,
We had to restart.
It's kind of like the problem is with computers, honestly, I'm going to tell you right now.
He said there's no sound at all. Huh? And that's as of just now at 9:12. You can't, there's no sound right now.
What time is it?
9:12. Tony Manning just said 9:12, no sound. All right, now they can hear us.
Okay. Well, what I'm saying is the newest operating system, aka Windows 11, just came out, and all the bugs are still there, and that's why Windows 10 is still better, because
I still think it's our old equipment not matching up with.
How is that old? We have the newest computer. The phones
I said this right here. There's something that
has nothing to do with it.
Okay. All right. So
that's no different than your keyboard or these mics. Fact. It's the Windows 11 trying to figure out, oh, hey, I just woke up. Well, no. I'm not, babe, I'm not joking. This is how it works. This is why working on an older OS, one system older than the newest OS is a better thing.
But if the hardware doesn't meet the hardware,
this thing's
it's a 3-year-old soundboard. That's exactly.
That has nothing to do with it.
Oh, because no, a 3-year-old soundboard.
Because the soundboard is mostly all analog. Heidi, oh my gosh. It's one thing if I'm like a freaking idiot, but I'm not. No, the soundbar has nothing to do with it.
Or the adapter you put on there.
That exactly. You know why? Because oh my gosh, Heidi, it's a new OS. It's still learning. Jesus, what is it?
I don't know. I don't know.
The reason why there's somebody yelling out there, I'm not sure if it's a vendor or if somebody's trying to deliver something.
I would say somebody's trying to deliver something, being they're calling. But if you need me to check.
Mean anything. It sounded like the whole to me.
Yeah, it's a delivery.
Okay.
Is that good enough? And tampo proof. Why is George the perfect example of a patient Filipino? Either that's real sarcasm or why? What did I do already this morning? Like, really? Except for the same issue's been going on, and he insists it's because of the Windows, but yet he insists on restarting the computer, and it's an old soundboard, and all of the hardware. And because somebody speaks up on him or somebody else, then that's being given a hard time.
Watch out,
It's a
kid.
whatever.
Oh, wow, you're fast. Sweetheart. Sweetheart. You're really fast.
Okay, well then you're full of shit. So you're full of shit. It's okay for him to pop off on air, and I've done absolutely nothing wrong this morning, and you want to come in and troll and say that he's super patient
So,
when I've been sitting here quiet?
speaking of which,
No.
I was in South Carolina a lot of times, and the one thing I always went to South Carolina when I hit the beach was I already had my boogie board. And for those of you who are wondering, like, what does this have to do with anything?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? A boogie board, like a surfboard, will always surface to the surface. And a lot of people aren't aware that a boogie board has a leg attachment. And what I'm getting at is, the problem is when you go to South Carolina, a lot of people aren't aware there's riptides out there that will take you out to sea. And today is a wonderful day because it's my wonderful wife's birthday. However, what happened today?
Why don't you go ahead?
So anyway,
You're such a patient Filipino.
today, Malcolm Jamal Warner. For those of you, again, aren't aware, he just passed away, and the reason being is because he was out on vacation, and apparently a riptide got a hold of him and then dragged him out to sea with his family out there watching while on vacation. So this is a serious thing. I mean, the reason why I brought up South Carolina because it's more local. I'm not, again, in Australia. I'm pretty sure there's areas like this, and in England, I'm pretty sure there's areas like this. And what I'm getting at is be aware of the local beach area, if it's safe or not, whether it's for you, for your kids, for your wife, for your dog. Point being is you have to be aware, and this is a really sad day. I mean,
Yeah, I can't believe he's actually gone.
yeah, he's gone. He's gone. And
Malcolm Jamal Warner, I believe he's exactly how old I am today.
Right, and that's what I was
54.
getting at. It was
He died in front of his
right,
family.
Heidi's
He drowned.
birthday mate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 54.
And that's really, really sad.
It said that he was in Costa Rica and got pulled down by the currents. And the last shows, I know he's on several of them, but the most recent I know, he's on that medical show where he's a doctor, and been watching him for years. So that's very, very sad information. All right, so we will get to what this is about, okay? Several channels, including the Filipina P. Okay, we put the link to her video where she sat down with an attorney. The Filipina P did a great video talking about the topic of what RA 9262, the anti-violence law. Okay, and she did a video. 1 second. I'm gonna bring this up here. 1 second. So she did an actual video in regards to, let's see, yeah, it's going to cut that off, so that's not going to work.
Yeah,
Let's try this one right here.
Oh,
yeah,
that'll work.
That one's much better. All right, so I'll get to this here in a minute, but she did an anti-violence discussing Philippine life through the eyes of an expat. It's a channel that we've seen on and off. He's a British guy. I believe he's British. He could be Australian. I'm not sure per the accent. Usually he goes through talking about his life and everything, has a pretty good channel. And he's like giving advice about dating. He has a kid and everything. And he started a story about 2 months ago that was, for me, never incomplete. I think he's done 4 or 5 as of today in regards to this. Okay. So then the story is followed up by basically what was being put out if you didn't watch his entire video, then all of them, then you're really not even sure what's going on. So through the comments and that, because the person was never listed their nationality, their age, you know, all we know is supposedly it's been somebody that's been in jail. Then he said he was in prison. Then he lists him like there's all kinds of stuff to cover on this. So stick around on this situation. But then the P picked it up and the attorney went through and explained who is part of that. And usually it doesn't mean that it's just for expats, because a lot of the channels have recently mentioned that they feel the law has been applied to expats only. They'll never go after Filipinos, and that's not true. It's not for just expats. People say they're not fear-mongering, and then I'm like, whoever says they're not fear-mongering over and over again means exactly that. They're fear-mongering. And lots of channels have covered this, down to, I believe, Legion of Men that always follows behind the Filipina P. He only went through the comments and through Steven's video. Okay, so all we have right now is Steven's video saying he was a witness. Like, he went in and talked about the guy's character. He says he's been talking to the girlfriend. He says he's been visiting him. He said he would put up clips as he was talking. The clips never came up. He'll advise you to go look at the previous video. Then I went to the previous video. And then in that one, he'll tell you to go look at the previous video. And there's never been anything in there showing anything. Me and George swept the internet and Facebook, because at one point he said that it was on the immigration site. And we did comb through there. We could be wrong. That there are several stories out there right now, you know, like saying people have been arrested, but it's not what he was saying. It wasn't over an argument. And listening to his story, he also went on to say that it's not an argument. It initially started out as sexual abuse from an ex-girlfriend that he lived with. And once he had a new girlfriend and she had already had a man, she came back and made sexual allegations against him all of a sudden. And then that kind of changes, because no longer is it about an argument. So something got, what do you call that, exacerbated? It got out of context really quick. That's what supposedly, allegedly, the new charges are after 3 years. It's been, the case has been put back into the system several times. The guy's had to hire several attorneys. They offered him some sort of cash settlement to pay the Filipina. He refused. He's got the money. Supposedly he's in the army. Didn't say what army. It's all incomplete. I get it. And there was no email to contact him to see if he would like to appear today to discuss, because he's already putting this stuff out. He can't say that he can't put nothing out. I'm curious now, like others that are commenting on his channel and including a small channel called Captain Trucker that really was fear-mongering and had zero information. Like, he didn't even watch the video. It was the most off bit about this whole thing. But the whole thing is that this law exists in one form or another in every freaking country. And I'll show you a clip showing there's one in the UK as of, I think, 2020 or 2021. Exact same thing. And the only thing that's different is once you leave your country, it doesn't matter what country you're in. You don't have any legs to stand on. They're like, oh, foreigners don't get treated well in the Philippines, and Filipinas this and that. It's the same if you go to Mexico. It's the same if you go to the UK.
There is, like Heidi said, there's a
if I was back
similar stature.
Right. If I was in America and the foreigner did something, yeah, they're going to listen to me first, and they're definitely going to throw men in jail based on, hey, he just beat me up, and then they punch themselves in the eyes. You're going to end up in jail. The whole thing is that some of it didn't seem right. Okay, the story in general did not sit right with me, because George knows that if something like that goes down, even in the Philippines, unless you're highly paying somebody off, you start at the barangay level. They won't even, if you go to the police station, they're going to say, well, did you talk with the barangay about what's going on? And so there's a lot to this story. So we're going to cover a bunch. And I do have an article that shows an Irish man, which was mentioned in several comments on several channels and on Facebook, that it was an Irishman that he's talking about, and that's kind of not what was said. It said that he beat the crap out of her, if this is the same story. But it's hard saying if it is, but we'll cover that story that happened 3 years ago. And could this be the story he's talking about? Don't know. Right. So here it says, and this was done as of this year, a few months ago, 180 fugitives were arrested in 2024. And a breakdown of who those are, because they get arrested over all kinds of things. Basically, they're saying 74 of them was Korean. And I don't, these numbers to me don't add up because they add in some individuals. So somewhere around 74 Koreans, 60 something Chinese, 12 Taiwanese, a Brit guy, a German, one Canadian, a couple Italians, couple Australians, 11 Japanese, 7 Americans are in jail or prison here.
All right, I'm going to interject on here only because, just so you guys, I'm trying to set a precedence here, and what I'm saying is, be aware that the Philippines have zero issue of putting out that AKA you were arrested. Zero presence. The moment you're arrested, boom, you're on Facebook. Boom, you're on somewhere on the internet. Fact. Doesn't matter what you've done, whether you diddled a child, you raped somebody, you stole something. You're on the internet in the Philippines. Fact. There is some form of documentation. Period. I don't care who you are, what you are. No exceptions. There's some form of documentation.
Right. So most cases, okay, recently there were 3 cases in the Philippines where the men have been extremely drunk and they've been super abusive towards their women. This is such a common story of expats, it's unreal. And even in listening to the original video, okay, from the, like I said, I think he's British. He even said that he's not around him all the time to know. And like he said, do people argue? Yeah, me and George argue. He argues with his Filipina. But it's the way that he goes on about the story that it just goes in a swing-like situation, because it goes back to him trying to tell people, don't argue with Filipina. You're going to end up in prison for a few years, was his very ending statement on that video. And I'm like, what's up? Because it's not that easy. It's just not that easy. But a lot of guys come here and they get drunk and they cuss their women out, they beat them up, they do all kinds of things, and things actually happen. So there is a lot more to this story than meets the eye. But I'm surprised that some of the bigger channels, and Geo too. Hey, Geo in the Philippines, the Filipina P. Legion of Man just went through the comments. He didn't try to, he had nothing. He didn't even have the story. He just listened to a few key points that were the most dramatic in this video, like super dramatic, and then went on it. And the P brought in an attorney and said that she's seen a video used as clips. Well, here's the funny thing. The gentleman's original clip was really surprised she even did that. So I'm assuming that she didn't contact him first. She just did the video, and he was pleasantly surprised she covered it. But basically she was bringing in an attorney. But even the Filipina P actually said this was all over an argument. And then the original channel said that it's what they ended up charging him with in the end. The original charges are abuse, that he beat her up. Okay, and so there's a few key things in here. I guess she was a single mother with a few kids. They weren't married. They were living together. And then there was the issue of he broke up. The gentleman with the channel, I keep looking for his name because I was more familiar with his channel, Steven. He said that she seemed to be bipolar. She seemed to be off. And he said he doesn't diagnose people, but he went on that there was something wrong with her and that she had a problem even with him. Like in the end, he claims that Steven said
Okay,
he
okay.
changed his card.
I can't shut up over this.
Well, hold on. Let me tell you about how he said he was so involved
I
that
have
his
a lot of
wife.
problems with this story. But
Okay,
anyway, go ahead.
supposedly the wife had to change her SIM card because she was being attacked by the same girl. And the same girl also, why her boyfriend had a girlfriend, she had one. And he's deep in the government. Like he's got, like her new boyfriend has people on the inside, and that got the expat in even more trouble.
What? He's MI6? What is he?
I don't know. He said that
That doesn't even make any sense.
said that the girlfriend's boyfriend has.
Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I have my limits of like, what the F?
He said that the wife, his wife, was blamed by the woman for their breakup, and he had to change the SIM card. Steven said that they were even involved with the girlfriend that was crazy. That the SIM card had to be changed. But
well, that's fair. Okay. Changing a SIM card, that's fair, but it has nothing to do with whatever you're involved with the government. That doesn't even make any sense.
Well, that he's got connections.
Oh, right. He's got connections. Right. For some guy who has connections, he doesn't exist anywhere on the freaking internet.
No, I said the girlfriend has a new boyfriend. Her new boyfriend has a connection, not the ex.
Okay, still. Doesn't change anything.
Yeah,
that guy still should exist in the internet, which means it should lead us to this person.
Well, allegedly they were broke up. He said that when they were broke up, he had a girlfriend, she had a boyfriend, and all of a sudden she came back with sexual charges. And they were false allegations. They arrested him just based on that. He's been in there 3 years. One moment he says he's in prison. One minute he says he's in jail. One minute he says he hasn't been charged. The next minute he says he is. The Filipina P covered it with no additional information. Legion of Men, that has almost 500,000 people, covered it. Geo covered it, but Geo covered it and the P covered it in a way where she was just trying to tell people about the law. Like, be aware, but she still used the information as, hey, you can go to jail over an argument. And it's not that simple. Even the attorney kind of said, hey, no, you have to be in a sexual relationship for these charges to stick. And I have a list of those that can go down for this so-called law that people claim can be stuck on the average expat. No, you got to be in deep with a relationship with a Filipina for these laws to stick. And it does apply to Filipinos, okay? So did the judge find him guilty? Did he not find him guilty? Is he in the prison? Is he... Hi, Captain Trucker. What's going on?
Trucker, thank you so much.
Captain Trucker is in the house. Yeah, I'd be curious how much you actually know, Captain Trucker, because it seemed like you didn't have any of the information. Let's see. Okay, thank you so much. Captain Trucker is in the house. Like I said earlier, he covered it, but I think he just went by what everybody else had. And no, Captain Trucker you did say at one point, Captain Trucker, that you felt like the law was kind of geared towards expats, and it's not. That law was never meant to be like pointed because there were so many foreigners taking advantage of Filipinas. I just don't think you had all the information on the actual story, but we do appreciate you dropping in.
Thank you.
So here's the deal. This is the story, and people have been saying, no, it was the Irish guy. Okay. And to me, it doesn't look like the guy lived anywhere near him, but so it was a foreigner that was taken into custody. It was about 3 years ago. And let me read a little bit about what it actually says. It says a man landed in jail over beating up his Filipina. Now, this says it was a wife. He said it was a girlfriend. Okay, I'm just saying that a few people said that. We're just reading you an incident that happened 3 years ago. This is the closest we found. The suspect was identified as 50-year-old Jason Andrew O'Connor. Okay, he's currently at the Zebedian police station. He said that it was over there. I'm not saying that this is the person, but this was a couple years ago.
This is the one that matches.
Correct. And a few people said no, that it was an Irish guy. And I'm like, ugh. So we're just still going over it. It said based on the investigation, the constant arguing was over finances. They also was known to hit the bottle or drinking, which has been said. which has forced the victim's mother to look after their children. Well, he said they don't have children. They said she has children. Okay, and said to receive a call about the foreigner who was running amok in the barangay. It said that there was chaos in the house, that he had beat up the wife with some firewood, and it just said that she was unconscious, went to the hospital, all that, and this was beating. I'm not saying this is the incident. This was a couple years. This was exactly 3 years ago. And so there was this incident here. There were several, but the initial charges were over, it said sexual abuse. Okay, so here's the RA 962. It covers physical, sexual, psychological, child, or it actually covers children. But it says you got to be a live-in boyfriend to be charged, boyfriend, dating partner, any person with whom the woman has had relationships with. I just don't think because you run up and it's just me that might cuss out a vendor because he stole from me or did something is where a charge is going to stick. Can you do something in what do you call that? You said there was another form of court they can try to take you in over different things. But the P mentioned this, and so did other people. But I knew that this charge that people keep throwing around lightly is usually dealing with their live-in lover, partner, or whatever when it comes to the women and children and everything. And again, this applies towards Filipinos or expats, okay? It's just not, it's definitely just not. Let's see what else I have in here. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, so there it is, just up close, what it's actually about. All right, so here's this other thing in the UK, same thing. Breaks down the exact same thing about women and children, domestic abuse 2021, how they're prosecuting people. Same thing, guys. Happens in every country as far as, it's just not here. It seems to be that mostly the YouTube channels or others like that are throwing out, oh, well, there's this law and you're going to jail. And we've got a bunch of small detectives here, police here, people saying, this law applies, you're leaving, you don't have a work permit, oh, you can't do this, you're going to jail.
I wouldn't even call them what do you call that? There's a word for them. They're called internet sleuths. They're not internet sleuths because it's not.
Yeah, that was a great video.
It's not factual.
From the P.
The reason why
there's
I say
Geo's
factual
video, because Geo did a great 1 second, sorry. The Geo did the video, and here's the video from League of Men. He covered it, but all he did was go through the comments. He played 1 or 2 clips, and then.
So I'm gonna let you guys know again on a tip, and I've said this before on a previous one. Whenever somebody says something, oh, it's a new law in the Philippines. First off, the Philippines is real simple.
And that really
they do the first number, which is the decade. You know, the decade number, so which is 10. So, and then they lead on with the next number, which is the year, which is, on this case, I'm not sure if they're referring to 13 or 15. And then the next one is somewhat like a repeat of the same year, except be aware this can be changed because of a variation of that particular law. For example, the Safe Spaces Act. Again, you don't have to take my word for it. You can Google this shit, or it's really common sense. So again, I'm letting you guys know on a life hack in the Philippines. And this is something how you would know when somebody says, oh, this is a new law. You motherfucker. It's not. You know how I know? Because of the act number itself tells you when it was created.
More fear-mongering.
What decade is it? The 10th. Yes. 1 is a number. And then it's anti-bustless law. For example, anti-bustless law. When was the anti-bustless law created? 15th. 115.
It seems they're applying it
and
just
then
for
which
content.
Version of the anti-bustless law is it? The first version. Oh, okay. So it's 11515. Okay. Now then there's the Safe Spaces Act, which is again harassment. What decade is it? The 10th, which is 1. What year was it created? The 13th. Which version? The 13th. Oh, so you're talking about 11313.
So you're saying people are applying the laws as YouTubers. The whole point is it seems like here lately on all manners of the vlogging. I mean, have you guys seen the Filipinos right now out there with cameras? I just see
fear-mongering.
two Filipinos up in Filipinos' faces
Fear-mongering.
with cameras as these people are half drowned
Jesus
out on a raft.
Christ, I
They're
hate these
swimming in
YouTubers.
dirty water, recording people.
Oh my God.
And it's like, it just seems like the expats just want to come down on the expats these days.
See, that's the thing. Do Filipinos make this shit up? Well, actually, one of them does. But point being is,
now I do want to say that I feel that that when the vloggers, some of them are trying to do it. Like I did feel that when the original vlogger did it and the P did it and Captain Trucker. I think Captain Trucker meant well when he covered this.
well, no, we're not.
But
after
it just,
him
and
or
I know
anything
he's
like
busy.
that.
No, I mean, I know he's busy
I mean,
driving,
The
and
fact-
it's,
yeah, I was gonna say the fact that he's a trucker.
yeah, that he's extremely busy, and that he just wanted to put out the point of view that
It's
this
not
law
right.
exists.
It's just not
And
right.
yes,
what they're
Filipinas
doing.
may do this, but
Right.
they do that shit in the U.S. How many guys have had the cops called on and said the woman lied because she was mad at you or thought you were cheating, and then she did something stupid, or the guys did it to the women? It can happen the opposite way. And so it's like the whole deal on this is there, you know, it's funny that he's known this for 3 years. He's been vlogging for a couple of years. Actually, his channel's been going for several years, the original vlogger, and none of this was mentioned till now. And you know, like I said, it's really unsure. Is he in jail or is he in prison? Has he really been charged? Has he not been charged? It's, you know, what's really more has been added. Nothing, you know, there's no solid
Okay,
facts there.
that's what I'm saying. If this gentleman
Is it the Irish guy?
is okay, is this Irish
And
guy,
then-
whatever he is, if he's arrested, there's some form of documentation. Period. Zip, zilch, nada. Don't
No
even argue with
nationality,
me.
no age.
Fact. You know why? Cause go do it. Go to the Philippines. Go freaking. I'm not saying you should. What I'm saying is, if you do decide to do something illegal, like snatch a purse, guess what? You're gonna be blasted all over the freaking internet. You know what I'm saying?
And the law's not new. People are acting like this is
That's
a
why I
brand
said,
new law.
It's not a
especially
new
him.
law, guys. Again, to use your freaking brain. I'm telling you the freaking cheat code. What's the cheat code? The decade. Second, the year was made. Third, the version it was made. Again, this is 11313 or 11515, which is again 2013 or 2015. Take your pick.
Well, here's the thing. He did say that the couple was together for 7-8 years, never had any kids, never got married. They were just living together out there, allegedly by him. He said they used to go fishing. That's how close they lived. And then he said in his original videos it was all over an argument. And then the charges were abuse. And then it's kind of out there, right? But I just think that there's something that's not. I'm not saying that this didn't happen. I'm just curious where all the rest of it is.
We're not
caused,
saying it didn't
caused
happen. However, be
Geo
aware
and the P and
there's
others,
some
and normally
form
they
of paper
don't.
trail.
So where is the paper trail now for the
It's-
P or Geo
Right,
or
it's
Captain
not like-
Trucker to follow?
Guys.
We're only doing it because 3 years ago there is an Irish guy that's in that side of the Philippines that this did happen to, but we don't know if he's still there.
Well,
We don't
here-
know.
Right, and here's the thing, guys.
Andy said he was on the website, and
Right,
it's like,
and I'm not making this up. Again, I'm Filipino. I know every freaking thing there is. Well, most freaking things in the Angel City. But point being is, guys, I'm a somewhat. I said somewhat, not a completely street smart guy, but somewhat. I know
Mhm.
enough, like weird subversion shit that even the mayor does. But anyway,
oh,
point
man.
being is be aware that, oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start.
Well, he also told a story in one of his last few videos about Angel City that he knew a guy that lived by him. Everybody lives by this guy, by the way. He said that this guy lived by him that used to live in
Okay,
Angel
that's
City.
another thing. As a vlogger, I don't care who covered it. You should have some form of relative evidence. I'm not talking about hard evidence.
We've always
I'm not
been
talking
willing
about
to send
paperwork.
the
Like,
video
what I'm
link or
saying is,
something. We may
if you
not
live
put
in
it
the
up.
same town, if you're in constant contact with him, you should have a freaking video. Like, for example, I'm not picking on this gentleman, but
Wish you guys had
this
taste
guy
of
who
vision.
claims he's a cowboy from space. Point being is there's video of him, right? You know why? Because it actually happened, and the guy who said that it happened has a video of it. And I'm not picking on him, but point being is, if I went to, isn't some freaking vlogger in Angel's gonna guaranteed have a video of me or Heidi. Point
Well,
being,
he's been in there for 3 years, and we've seen several of these locations that have shown
right,
these
like,
guys. I
like
haven't
this
seen
guy,
any other.
named Ari Origin, you know what I'm saying? There's a video of him. And guess what? Nobody cares. Well, point being is there's a video of him. Shoot, even the ex-CEO that was deported to the US had a video of him.
Thank you, Linda.
I'm not even making this stuff up. Guys, use your common sense. Use your brains. I'm already giving you a cheat code. The decade that law was made, the year that law is made, the version of that law is made. Come on, 11313. It's so easy to memorize. You don't even have to memorize. 11515. Well, let's think about this. 2013, 2015.
Well,
Come on, it's a new law. Oh wait, that was 10 years ago. That was 18 years ago.
The deal is most of the comments the guys are thanking this. I'm again assuming he's British. Is, oh my God, thank you for being real. People are worried about their monetization. They don't talk about this stuff, and nobody warns about Filipinas. Everybody has. Everybody's warned that nothing changes when you get to Filipinas. They can be toxic here. The men can be toxic. The expats are toxic, and they have. And the comments over and over again is kind of crazy how people are acting like this is something new. The law has been there, and it applies domestically within the relationship, not applied to odd people. Okay. So a lot of people are like, well, I won't date based on this. And a lot of people, I think he's done actually 5 videos. I know he's done 2 or 3 before, and then he's done 2 or 1 or 2. I don't know. It's at least 4 videos. And the comments surprisingly seem to be managed quite well, that all of them are, oh, thank you for telling me about this law, and thank you for telling us about this, and thank you. And it's like, but it's not new. It's not new. It shouldn't keep you from dating here. It shouldn't keep you. It's a warning, but Calvin's been telling you about that. We warned you. MYK warned people about the anti-Vostos and this law.
Guys,
It's been
real
talked
simple.
about.
Don't be a dick. Duh.
And we don't know. Even the guy that did the original video said, I really don't know everything about this guy. And he's right. What if he was drinking all the time and something happened? I mean, he only seemed to be focused on the Filipina that was crazy, he said, and harassed him and his wife, where he had to change his phone, and how he visited him and how he lost tons of weight and all this. But where's the other side? There's a third side to this story. And believe me, if I had it, we'd put it out. So, but they're, scouring since yesterday. Haven't seen anything that's dealing with that. But then when he said recently that it wasn't the original charge, he was charged with a sexual assault, then that's when it started to.
Well, it's okay. Here's the funny part. First off, there was an African American. It's somewhat related to the subject. He was charged and put into prison.
Just
Expat,
recently.
An African American
Yeah.
guy was put into prison. He was charged under the 11313. Okay. That's the reason why I said it's either 11313 or 11515. But anyway, point being is this particular gentleman, African American, was charged 11313. When I read this issue, he got charged and then got put into prison. They picked him up. The police picked him
Why
up.
is that not-
And even I had a question. And I was like, this has been going on for a while. This didn't happen overnight. This didn't happen in one time.
No, these guys came in like that.
Because according to the story, is this guy kept trying to pick up the. I'm
You can go to the
paraphrasing here.
immigration website. It shows
he's-
them recently arrested.
He's trying to pick up this Filipina on the way to work, and that's what's going on. Now, Phil, I'm going to say right now, no cop in the Philippines is going to pick up an American, because I'm talking about this particular guy's American. No Filipino cop is going to pick up an American and throw him in the slammer because of that. Because they'd be like, okay, so
And-
I'm going to be honest with you, that's their first response. Okay, so.
Well, that's what was said on multi-channels, not the P's and not Geo's. It was actually said mostly on the original vlogger. He said that if you might argue or if you might, yell at him, you might end up in jail. And that was really repeated over and over again. And that's what everybody ran with. And I'm like, did nobody check or find out who it was or
Fact check
how
your shit,
it went?
guys.
There were several called out, and I appreciate it, Captain Trucker, and that's what was out there, and I'm mostly going by the comments on your channel. As I didn't mean to imply foreigners were the reason for the law to exist, but you did mention that in a roundabout way. Actually, you said it, that it was probably created in regards to how many expats come there and take advantage of the Filipinas. And a lot of people said that they never apply it to Filipinos on the multi-channels. And I'm like, but they do. You guys don't know that. You're only hearing about the expats. And I still don't feel it's that easy. If I took and had a peso for every time somebody said that my Social Security would disappear and that I would end up in jail and no immigration card and all these things would happen to me, I'd be filthy rich. Or if it was one step back out of the country, I'd have made it all the way back around the earth and back into China and 10 feet under, for how many times people said that this is going to happen to me and that's going to happen. It's not that easy. I'm sorry for the ones that you guys have seen. It's some of it, like an example is, what's his name that ended up in jail? That other vlogger, World Zoom. All that World Zoom shit. Oh, it was Mark Thornton that turned him in.
No. Forget World Zoom, because a better example is Vitaly. How long did it take him to get in this slammer? Just saying.
Right. He went around doing that in the Philippines for quite some time, and other countries. But he did it here in the Philippines for a while.
Yeah,
That's not the
took
first time.
A while, like a month.
Well, all I know is World
Or 2
Zoom
months.
claimed
Insane.
that it was Mark that called on him, and that they picked him up at immigration the next time he went in there, and that it just went down that quick, and they just bought the words that he said. And the whole thing is I don't want people to fear coming to the Philippines. A lot of them have loved ones in retirement. Now I keep hearing, oh, well, we're going to go to Thailand. There's no way I'm going to deal with that. I'm not going to have a Filipina do this. But, guys come here for different reasons. They don't come here just to marry or have girlfriends. Some like to hang in the Angel City area just for that. They don't want to pay for these girlfriends, long-term girlfriends and wives.
Okay.
There's so many reasons people come here, but now it's like, well, they don't listen. You can pay somebody off, and this is not 1980
Well, first off,
anymore.
it's not like that. It's not like that. You just
That's
can't
old
pay.
school. Even
You can't just randomly pay anybody else. That's not how it works. I'm going to tell you right now. Even I, as a Filipino, would be like really leery if I decide to, let's say if I did a traffic violation, I'll be like really leery on who I'm going to slip 500 onto. You know what I'm saying? It's not like that. It's no different in the U.S. In the U.S., can you do it? Actually, yeah. A lot of times you can. But guess what? A lot of people don't, because you can eventually get up on the hard asses, especially the hotshot academy graduates, and they're going to turn you in. Same thing. No difference here. God. Oh, well, you know what? Whenever an expat tells a story about the Philippines, I'm going to tell you right now,
Melvin says, He's still sad about Rudy's goldfish when he died.
Ask
yeah.
yourself, is it
Definitely
true?
the Cosby
Is
guy.
the story true? Is
That
it
is sad.
believable? What I'm saying is, get the Philippine story, put it in the U.S.
We
and-
put the link to, by the
well-
way, to Philippines life through the eyes of an expat. We've seen his stuff. We think he has a pretty decent channel, but he's done 4 or 5 videos. It goes back to May, so they're clearly marked exactly that. That's how he lists the actual videos, is as an argument caused a guy to be in jail for 3 years situation. So listen to his story, how he says he's going to list stuff in the description and he's going to put up things, and it never happens. He refers to the previous video. And when he's talking, it's kind of like where I get going and I digress onto something else. He kind of does the same. And then at one point he went off like the Angel City thing, and he tells us, but it's the information is kind of what I call
wishy-washy.
well,
Okay.
I believe it exists. I just don't know why he didn't say, hey, this is an American. He's in Bicatan. He's this, he's that. And how anybody ran with it. I know that he didn't give directly to the P to do that video because he was absolutely shocked she did the video as of today or yesterday. So that means he didn't say, hey, here's the information. This guy's definitely in jail, blah, blah, blah. No, the P just did it, but she used an attorney to explain what the law is and if something like arguing applied. But I'm not getting that even he was a witness and went fishing with the guy and he lived nearby, just like the Angel City guy lived nearby, and it just a lot going on.
All right. Again, like I was saying, whenever an incident happens in the Philippines, I don't care who you are, what color skin you are, whether you're pink, purple, or whatever. Get that instance that this particular vlogger is talking about. And then you grab that exact scenario, you bring it to the U.S. How will it work in the U.S.?
I think so.
The reason being is because, here's the important part, guys. Philippines, everything about the Philippines is based on the U.S. Fact. 100% fact.
So
Zero.
this could happen to you in the U.S. times 100. Anybody can call on, even kids can call on you, say,
Right.
you know,
So what
my
I'm
dad
saying
did
is,
this to me, and then
if-
you get arrested.
right, if this particular instance doesn't work in the U.S., then yeah, it's not going to work in the Philippines. But what I'm saying is, if you can get away with it in the U.S., I'd hate to say it, you could probably get away with it in the Philippines. Why? Again, you don't have to take my word for it. You don't have to be a freaking genius to figure this out. The Philippine laws and everything else are based on U.S.
I know one thing for sure. Since I've been in the country over 4 years, I've had Filipinas threaten me with Filipino law. You have Filipinas and Filipinos threatening Filipinos with the same laws. It's like one of the countries I've heard people threaten the most because it's like, I don't know, they're so emotional all the time that's just where I am with the whole situation. And then you have the expat vloggers that cover behind it doing the exact same thing. It's be careful. You argue with that was the whole ideal of this guy's video to start with, is to let you know that you can go to jail for arguing and then to tell this dramatic story with nothing behind it. Okay. And it's the one that we could find was exactly a couple years back. And it showed that. Now, I'm not saying that that's the story. There are a few. There's also, but this was only like a year ago. There's another guy from Spain or something that had an issue, but that's not it. And I don't know. I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. I just don't know why, when he said he was going to put up some sort of proof or list the person, that he didn't. Then he said that he was on a website, and then he didn't. So, and then there's no email to contact the guy, the original vlogger, by the way. So that's what I was going to try to find out, is that being he's been covering it for so long, like, what's up? And you even said that it was on a site, but he doesn't list anything. Like, there's nothing in his description. There's nothing in the about, email or anything, or to invite him on here today. I'd be more than glad to listen to where the guy's from and, is he officially convicted? Then he said he was going to be deported because he no longer has his immigration in check. Well, yeah, he's been in there for 3 years. It's, but
Well, not to mention, if you think about it this way again,
But I think how it went
If-
viral was kind of odd.
if this is said story is true, and again, I'm not saying it's false, but I'm just saying if it is true, wouldn't you think there'd be a lot more Americans that are being arrested right now?
Considering a lot of them are doing bad stuff here.
No,
Not stuff from the past. I'm
not-
talking about like
I'm not being
if it was so
racist or anything, but no, a lot of Americans do mistreat Filipinos. But what I'm saying is,
drinking, abusive,
right?
cheating on
Wouldn't
their
you think
wives
they'd be like everywhere right now? Like every vlogger would be carrying some form of American being. I'm being specific here because it's an American thing at this particular instance. So what I'm saying is, wouldn't you think there'd be a lot more vloggers talking about different Americans? Not one particular, oddly enough, immaterial
yeah.
American, allegedly immaterial American that nobody can find any documentation of.
It's that voice was a voiceover, yes. So
And keep in mind that we've shown you whenever some Philippines like
good
arrest
morning.
somebody, there's a picture of that somebody somewhere somehow,
Are we still green?
and we've shown you that there's pictures of these people online. Yeah.
Can we switch?
Yeah,
them?
we'd probably switch. So what I'm saying is, again, there's usually proof that, well, if you're switching, I have to stop. Because I have to wait for it to switch over. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So that's what I'm saying. And again, I'm not discrediting anybody by any means. I'm just saying there's usually immutable proof that said person was arrested, or I'm telling you right now, Philippines have zero qualms putting your freaking mugshot on for freaking Facebook or whatever platform there is.
Right. So it's probably there. I just don't understand how a guy that just got going in the YouTube world, okay, where the P, and of course, Legion of Men will follow the P every time. So he followed the P, Geo followed the P. Geo didn't go into it. He just told people to be careful. I get that part, why he did that. But it's going viral with nothing in the newspaper, something that allegedly happened 3 years ago. And all of this unchecked was done by like 10 channels recently.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. I mean, some vlogger
And
says,
the fear-mongering
well, if 10
behind
channels covered it, it must be true. No, bro, no.
And it doesn't go down like
It
that.
doesn't work like that. It's kind of like Uranus is not a planet. You know how many people still believe Uranus is a planet? Well, I'm being facetious here. I'm not talking about the planet here. I'm talking about Uranus.
American expats
anyway.
behaving badly have a target on their back with what's going on in America with deportation and prison. Right, but a lot of it is fear-mongering. A lot of them will make threats. I'm threatened every other day that I'm leaving for whatever reason. It's really unreal.
Well,
and the same with, and there is a level of whatever country you're in, you're a target.
Well,
but the Philippines seems to be a target from expat vloggers and then certain Filipinos and Filipinas against foreigners. They want their money, and they, like maybe their money's running out, or they're not, their paychecks got tied up at the bank, and so they're going broke. So the Filipino wants out of the relationship. So, oh, he's been abusing me. Let me get him deported. I'm going to immigration next week to report him. But it doesn't happen that instantly. It just doesn't happen the way that people say, well, they're gone.
And another thing, for example, actually, Heidi brought up a good point, because Heidi gets a lot.
But it does make a target.
Heidi gets a lot of hate. Heidi gets a lot of threats. And here's the thing. For example, Heidi is a permanent resident, as I already said.
Come and get it.
Now, the reason why I brought that up is because somebody said, "Oh, what difference does it make if you're a tourist? They can take away your permanent residency in an instant." Well, yeah, guess what? I don't care what country you're in. Okay, here's the thing. They can take your citizenship if you're not a natural born citizen. It doesn't matter if you're you pledge the Pledge of Allegiance and then you're now a citizen. They can still take your citizenship. You know why? Because you're not a born citizen. Any country can do that. Fact. I'm not making this crap up. You can look it up. Now, what I'm saying is, even citizens, you can take their citizenship if they were not citizens in the first place. Now, the reason I brought this up is, oh, well, they can take away your visa if you're non-tourist and you got it this way or this way.
Notice it comes from other expats.
Well, what I'm saying
usually,
is,
not from Filipinos.
be aware that, okay, you know what the difference is between a tourist and my wife? My wife can legally work, motherfucker. A tourist couldn't.
The difference is I'm not going to let somebody keep threatening me. I'll just leave. I mean, I like being here, but you guys act like, well, why is it?
I'm not talking about you.
But what? But
an example.
An example is, why do the other people make these threats like people can't up and go?
Well, what
home?
I'm saying is there is a difference between you and a tourist.
No, I get that.
A tourist has different rights. You're a tourist. You're just here to sit, visit and look. The end. Right. Nothing else. No interactions. Well, not real interactions, like start a business or anything like that.
Well, it's not the end all that somebody leaves the country. They act like somebody's going to melt the moment they leave the country. Like, I threw them out of the country, or they're gone, or there she goes. And it's like, okay, well, and I'll just go to France. I'll go to Germany. I'll go back to Mexico. It's not going to be harmful if I leave.
Anyway. Because others have tried. But anyway, happy birthday, Heidi. Again, guys, it's Heidi's birthday.
And yes, Tony, what did the woman do to make the guy get drunk and beat him up? Yes, what did she do? There's always multi-sides.
Okay, Tony Manning, that's a little... Okay, first off, Tony Manning, I don't think he means this literally. I'm not picking
on he just wants to know what she did.
Correct.
Usually
the question
takes
is what
sides.
She did. Right. Not necessarily what made the guy get drunk and beat him up. That's a little extreme. And what I'm saying is, a person who gets drunk and beats somebody up has nothing to do with any particular person.
Yeah, they're just a coward. But women and men can both.
Well, what I'm saying is, most of these guys fight in bars, period. They pick a fight just to pick a fight. What I'm saying is they're looking for a fight. It doesn't matter who they're with, what they're with, All right, wait. Okay, first off, guys, she already got her battery I gave on the live and her axe that I gave her on the live.
He gave me an axe. It's to chop the wood outside.
So what is that you're grabbing? Oddly enough, you did find it.
You did get my cases. And see, I needed some cases. Look, he got me some... My Luby.
Yeah, I got her a couple of them.
Yeah, because I needed new cases. Oh, them are really cute. Them things are so dang cute. They kind of remind me of me.
Oh yeah, here's your scissors. You're gonna need this one.
Okay.
Oh, this is a scissor that we got from National Bookstore. Look, it's a scissor and a razor at the same time. It's freaking awesome. See, look.
Oh no.
But anyway.
Well, cut it.
All right. No, you cut it. It's yours. If you screw it up, it's you and you.
I cut it here in the corner.
Oh, there it is. It's breathing. You better get it out. You won't be able to get it out.
Oh. I'll check it out.
What is it?
It's a snake.
It's expanding right now. It's not a snake.
It's a new coat to go with my hair.
It's a cat. It's a body pillow cat.
That's a body pillow for you. So you have somebody. Has it got a cat on each end? Well, oh no, it's his feet on the other.
It's got a love hole on both ends.
Well, I bet it is.
It's got washable love hole on both ends.
It does not.
And it also has a vibrator.
What's going on? No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Aw, it's nice and soft.
Yeah, I really like it. I'm gonna call it. I know it's Heidi's, but I'm gonna call it F Nugget. This is
probably what you're gonna do with this curler
is Heidi's
later.
F Nugget.
Why is there white stuff inside of my hair curlers?
It's extra.
It's extra. Thank you, baby. You're gonna have to set it over there.
Oh, it's still expanding. It's amazing how this stuff expands.
I know. That was really in a small package. No, we got a book. Stop. I'm gonna
Happy birthday, lovely.
file. I'm
Happy
gonna file a
birthday,
case. Thank you.
Yeah.
And how old am I? I can't believe I'm the same age as Malcolm Jamal Warner, and he passed away.
Hey, you
That
can
is
change it now.
sad.
Look, you can change it now. Although it does, her case does say I love Philippines. That's another one of our my presents to her.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I did get her that. It says I love Philippines.
No, we've been having a good time. We're going out to dinner at Clark. If it doesn't continue to rain, it's been a constant downpour. So we got a couple plans today. And wow. So, oh, and an
hey,
update
Fritz.
being there's some Brits out there
Fritz.
that are so, and another person that is so concerned about my health. I did lose another 8 pounds
did you
this
notice?
month.
It has a card holder.
Oh yeah, you can put it can
It has
put
a
your
card
credit
holder,
card
yeah.
or your thing inside there. Yeah, I really like that.
Yeah.
I did lose another 8 pounds, and the
Yes,
doctor was
yes, you did,
able to
yes.
take me off the second dose of steroids. So still 2 months in, no fast food, no packaged foods. I've been making everything from scratch, daily salads and everything.
Yeah,
So it's
no,
been really
no, Victoria, it's not a bean filling. It's just what do you call that? A foam filling.
Thank you. Yeah, no, that's really cute. So I don't know what them are probably the pads that came in today we have the pads for the dogs. And you know what? I caught the cat peeing on the pad. The cat box was clean and the cats will go pee on the pee pad. And I'm like, what are you guys doing?
No better than anywhere else.
Yeah, no, it's that is true. So right, that is true. If that's gonna happen, you're just gonna end up in Towel Lake. And it's like,
Right,
you know
with the
what?
Sabongeros.
Like I'll be in there looking for that cock, man. Honestly, I'd like to see somebody catch me.
Well, that's different though. That's from
Foreigner,
even
police.
the families are aware that what happened to them happened, but do they deserve it? No.
Second one.
But it's one of those weird things that, again, like I said, the best way to describe it is you mess with the mafia, you sleep with the fishes.
And here's another thing.
Best way to describe it.
If you are in the room today, like I said, we like the channel. We're not disparaging the channel that originally put this out. We're just surprised that he told the story the way he did, and that some of it is he has been, it's just go listen to his story. We put the link to his channel in there, to the original, to the video, and he does have 3 of them in there. If he is in the room, if he goes through Facebook Messenger or philippineantics@gmail, we don't hide our email. It's been out there for about 4 years now. If you contact us, we'll have you come in here. We'd be more than glad to hear it. It's just surprising that a smaller channel has created a wave like this, that of something that happened that, you said that he's been in there 3 years, you've been visiting him, but you just recently brought it up. It's never come up in your story. So it's actually more curiousness, but the law has applied to, many of people, and it does apply to Filipinos. And it's hard to believe they didn't go through the barangay. It's hard to believe that she didn't try to
that's another
get
thing.
money. The case was supposed to settle for $3 million or something. So how come they didn't offer that from the beginning?
That's another thing. First off, that case that you can settle for $3 million or whatever. The reason why this is relevant is because
we're glad to have him
this
on.
doesn't happen
Stephen.
with cops. I'm gonna tell you right now. When in the Philippines, unlike in the U.S., well, actually, a lot like the U.S.
Yeah, it went on July 6th, June 6th, and May
Right.
something.
There's something called civil court, and then there's what's the criminal court.
So
You go civil and criminal. Okay, what's the difference between the two? Well, obviously, civil court is when you, for example, piss on the neighbor's lawn, that kind of crap, or you punch your neighbor's windows and then broke it and didn't want to pay for it. That's civil. Criminal court is when you broke into your neighbor's apartment or house, and then that's criminal. See the difference between the two? And what I'm getting at is, before you don't bypass criminal court unless you went through civil court, unless you actually created a crime. For example, like, remember when I said that there was an African American gentleman that was arrested for 1313.
Wow, that's a
That doesn't happen unless something happened. What are you talking about, George?
Yeah, what are you talking
AKA, like for example, groping, and an actual assault, whether or not it's a. Remember, assault can be anything. It's not necessarily a full assault. It can be just classified as an assault. But bottom line, as long as you didn't touch the girl or guy, the probability of you ending up in jail is really close to none.
That could have been you.
Because then you'll have to go through all the hopes. Okay, well, Captain, because that's where the barangay captain. Oh, this is what this guy did. This guy did, and he called me a slut. Yada yada yada. Well, that's where it goes. Now, there's a difference between like, oh well, this guy groped my my hoo-hoo and then called me a slut and asked me
This
if I liked
happens.
it.
Yeah, this happens
That's
to
the
George like
difference.
5 times a week. Does he
Correct.
do anything?
Right. That's the difference between the two, between a criminal case and a civil case. It's kind of like driving a stoplight. It's not a criminal case unless you are convicted as in a repeat offender. Point being is you don't go to jail unless it normally happens.
Right.
Okay, discerning dash. Hey, discerning dash would say Filipinos take advantage of foreigner way more. Expat doing it. Most expats are looking for general. Okay, now discerning dash. Don't get me wrong.
I think they're hearing about it through YouTube.
I'm not against
mostly.
discerning dash by any means. Discerning dash has always been a regular. I'm just letting you guys know what I'm about to say may be offensive to some. Let's break this down. Would say Filipinos take advantage of foreigners way more. Expat doing it. Most expats are looking for genuine relationship. I disagree on the part that most expats looking for genuine relationship, only because I know for a fact,
As soon as they get off that airplane, they're looking to take advantage one way or the other.
Correct.
Ain't them all, but
Correct.
I'd probably say 7 out of 10 are
Right.
told to come here because women fall for you easy because
Right.
of your
But
wallets.
remember,
you already have
this-
that in your head.
This is actually a good reflection to discerning dash, because the reason
And
why
then
it's a
they're the
good
genuine
reflection
guys.
is because that tells me that discerning dash is a good person, that the way he sees things, that I'm not going to take advantage of Filipinos, yada yada yada. So that's what I'm getting at. So this is his perspective. And the reason what brought this up is, like, for instance, yesterday I was out on the errands and I was driving and I saw this old expat with this older Filipina, not a young Filipina, but an older Filipina. I'm like, okay. And in my head, I hate to say this, my head says, I'm surprised he hasn't replaced her yet.
And that does happen. The guys know as soon as something goes wrong, they're quick to replace. And how do we know that that's not what happened in this case? Maybe he went off sooner than later and replaced her, and then she got upset. Now, according to the story, they both got somebody new. But I don't understand why the Filipina went back.
However,
if her man was really connected in
Right.
the area and was okay, how come she all of a sudden turned on an expat like that?
Right. And
That
again,
could be something else going on.
again, related to the subject, remember the African American guy that I mentioned? He was after a working girl, not a working girl, a working class Filipina, actually just legitimately goes to and from work, not working the streets, but he treated her like one. And that's how he ended up in jail. So what I'm saying is, be aware that there are a lot of, I hate to say this, and I'm being specific here, Americans. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of Australians that do it, and a lot of British people that do it, that mistreat Filipinos or Filipinas, and they get away with it. So it's one of those
there are
things.
a lot of rotten Filipinos that treat Filipinos
Right, that's
bad.
another
It's
thing. The other side of the coin.
most
There
of the
are
cases,
rotten Filipinos. Yes.
What is it? Probably 90% of the 98% of the cases are that. They're
Well,
Filipinos.
here's the thing. The problem you face, and I'm going to be honest with you, most Filipinos that scam Americans or foreigners and do dirty stuff behind your back here in the Philippines, I'm going to be honest with you, they never expected you to come here.
Oh, you talking about when they were already
They were
taking
planning on scamming you from afar, and then they're like, ah, shit, he's coming here. Damn it.
You know what I just heard? Let me tell you like a happy case that worked out here. Let me see if I can find it. I just read it on, let me read it. But what happened is it became instant success for the Filipina and the entire family. I think she hooked up with a 70-something-year-old, and it was, let's see. The woman met the guy in Cebu. He was 70, overweight, fat, bald, and could barely walk. She knew when she met him, he had one foot in the grave. And I hate to say this, this reminds me of the Mark Thornton and Jen thing, because she's already on to another expat already. 1 foot in the grave, barely could walk, okay? She knew that he had a 401k, an IRA. The guy put all of his information out there that he had all this. He was bragging from right from the beginning. He was like me, loose lips, man. I told George about everything down to when my periods came situation. Like I was like an open book. This guy too. But some nice people just tend to say, "Hey, I'm trying to be open with you, right?" So he had over $5 million in the bank. I don't know why he would tell the Filipina during his first few dates all of this. They did get married. She instantly wanted to marry. They did get married. Her family had zero money, lived way out in the province outside of Cebu. He built literally a $500,000 US home, brought all the family members to live in different areas of the land and house. Of course, it was put in her name. Everything was put into her name. He knew that he didn't have long either, but it was instant success. She even had previous children, a father that had not worked for years. All of them moved in. Okay. And she inherited everything. Okay. She went from zero to over $5 million in less than 2 years, including the new house. No skills at all. She was poor. She had like no education. She completed high school, but didn't go on to college situation. Zero. What took this man a lifetime to study, learn, cultivate, acquire, and was the inheritance for the rest of his family outside the country, all went to her and this family. So it didn't even go back to any of his kids that were alive in the US. And so it was an instant jackpot for this girl. And I bet they met on a dating site. It doesn't say how they met, but it said she just went from zero to instant success by choosing the expat she knew had 1 foot in the grave. So I'm wondering if this is where this story started, this whole entire story. What is the deal with, this Filipina that had 2 kids? Why would a guy choose a Filipina that's had multiple kids, which it happens, where they date, and there had to be signs. He said she was crazier than a loon. There had to be signs of that. He lived with her for 8 years and all of a sudden she's a problem. Why'd you stay for 8 years? Good loving? What's up? There has to be more to the story. Come on, guys. There has to be more to this entire story. I know I just told that story and then I'm jumping back into what's happened, but it does come around. Did the guy's money stop for some reason? Did she get tired of his drinking and his verbalness? Now, according to people and to the guy that did the original video, he said that he's a super nice guy, giving chicken eggs away, nice to the neighbors. Hell, I'm nice to the neighbors. That don't mean I won't dust his bunny every now and then. But people do put on a better face in public. True story. True story. And so something's not right, because it seems like awful harsh charges of sexual assault and abuse down to just an argument was their final charges after the case was dismissed and brought back several times while he sat in jail for 3 years. It said it happened 3 times. How did you rehire a lawyer 3 times? Now, can it be rough being in jail in the Philippines? Yes. Can this happen where it goes out, dismissed, brought back in, and you're just sitting there, just like World Zoom said? Oh, the answer is yes. I believe that it's not easy. You are in a third world country. You are in a country where the system is broken and the attorneys are corrupt and that these things are going down all the time. Well, they're going to take your money. What I'm saying is they're going to take your money every time. You could be sitting on a case for years and stuff before anything is actually prosecuted. So
Well,
it's
here's the problem I have with this story. This is, first off, it's not like that. It really never is.
yeah, be careful for the stairs, George. Just because it's my birthday doesn't
Okay,
mean
for example, that's a good example.
can I put a hair roller in your hair?
I can't just run to a cop and say, "Oh, she pushed me down the stairs." You know why?
Because you love me.
Because again, this is based on U.S. laws. What's that law? What laws are you talking about, George? What? Well, I'm not saying this is actual law. It's more procedure
I
or
need the other side, please.
standard operating procedure.
But when-
You can't do that. Not with my hair right now.
Well, it's just on the side.
I have.
Well, I'll clean it. It's okay. They wash. They're washable. Just so you can have. There. Thank you.
So what I'm saying is, they'll be like, okay, go get a medical certificate stating that this is from this and this and this and that.
And that you were injured.
You were injured in this and this and this and that, because the doctor will corroborate your story. Fact, not making this up. You just can't make shit up. No different in the US. Again, the Philippines is based on US laws. Now, there's a difference if you're Epstein here in the Philippines. What I'm saying is, well, you can buy yourself, this and this and that. Yeah, if you're freaking Epstein, or if you're some other big giant political figure, guess what? If you're an expat, in all probability, they'll just look at you like, okay, that's not enough. Point being is, can you buy your crap out of the way in law? Yes, you can in any freaking country. If you can buy yourself out of jail in the US, then you can buy yourself in the Philippines. But guess what? Any further than that, pretty much go screw yourself. You know what I'm saying? Go try it. These guys that constantly say, oh, I paid this and this and this, and I look at them like, motherfucker, you're lying. You know how I know? Because I've been watching your videos, and in all your videos, you're a pussy ass bitch.
Oh, shit.
Point being is, in order.
Oh, happy birthday to me.
Right. What I'm saying is,
tell someone a pussy ass bitch.
When I watch these vloggers that lie, I'm like, you don't foot the bill. You don't fit the bill. You're not that kind of guy. You're not that kind of person who has that kind of money. You're not. You have to have a certain, flair to you. For example, Big Brr. Okay, no offense to him.
No offense
Will
to
he
him.
do it in a heartbeat? Oh yeah, he will, in a heartbeat. That kind of deal. But will he foot the correct amount? Well, that's questionable. And of course, the bill is, related to the said offense. Point being is, does he foot the bill? Yes. Does he have the monetary finances to support that bill? No. You get my picture. You get my drift. You have to be aware that that's how it works. It's not just, and I hate it. I hate it. Philippine vloggers, they're like, oh, all I did was slip him this, and no, bro, you don't know shit.
Here it says, yeah, I'll get that here in a second. Discerning dash. 1 second. Here, I'm trying to do two things before I lose it, because somebody just said something about, thank you so much. 1 second, we got a delay here. There we go. George, you're right about me. Never plan to take advantage of Filipinas. When I got to the Philippines, they were trying to take advantage of me. No, I believe that.
No,
in fact, I sent funds to transport 2 girls and they never come. No. And understand, people are really surprised that the Filipinos are broke. $10 a day would be a good job here. 500 pesos to 1,000, 1,000 to, which is 20 to 25 bucks, would really be a good job here. So I kind of don't blame him, because I think about, what would I do if I had starving kids? I'm telling you, I know it's a rough life here. There's no doubt it's a rough life, but don't forget, this happens in other countries. There's American women scamming guys over there all the time. It happens everywhere, right? So no doubt. Somebody said here, and I would agree, because there's multiple channels that do the same. As a matter of fact, Stephen from this channel reminds me of a couple other British guys that do the same. As a matter of fact, he followed that other channel almost to a T. He tells stories. And somebody said, Steve is a storyteller loner. I have caught him several times lying on his videos, and his family is very wishy-washy as they come. So it's there is a storytelling fact. I believe he's a lot like regular guy. It's a story that goes along. It's a great story. We've seen him on the occasion. I just think that one minute he says that he's been convicted, and the next minute he's not. He's in jail, he's in prison, and that he actually testified for him. He actually went in over his character. He's been at his house and fishing, but yet there's no information about the guy. And other people, I don't know why we're covering it, because we're saying, hey, this is a fear-mongering situation. The law is not made for just expats. It's not made for just Filipinos. It applies to Filipinos, and there's a lot more to it.
I didn't do that.
You better get your curly.
I didn't do it. I didn't even touch it. People in the chat will agree with that. I just did that.
It's okay. Can you please put it back in?
No, it's funny. It's trying to be in character.
Okay, so anyways, so no, I would, agree. Hey, by the way, where's Coconut Guy? I see there's a race in here. Looks like
Oh, he's right there. Can't stand roosters waking up around 2 p.m.
Yeah, real quick. Okay, 1 second, guys.
I guess you meant 2 a.m. maybe.
Yeah, 1 second. Okay. Yeah. I'm trying to find out where I was, but the point is the P did good by bringing an attorney, telling you that it is when somebody's in a relationship. Because like here lately, I've been threatened because I said something about somebody's kid and about them, that they're taking me to court. They said it as of yesterday in somebody else's channel. And it's like, sorry, I'm not having relations with her, and there's no case. And you're going to get tied up in a long time.
And the first thing a Filipino will say, are they, or
and it's the same thing.
Is he or is he not born out of wedlock?
So here's the deal. This is exactly this is the RA that they're talking about throwing on me. And it clearly states it's for people in relationships. I'm in no relationship.
Well,
it's a whole different thing.
Even if you are, they're still going to throw it in there. Is he or is he not born out of wedlock?
It's just going to tie
up. You can be in a relationship and it doesn't change things.
Right.
Again, the Philippine law is really based on U.S. law. You can have all the money in. Okay, not necessarily you have all the money in the world.
People just want to sue somebody or say they're going to, and it doesn't mean
the same money as the mayor
days.
has in your area in order to pull strings. Put it that way.
Here, let me.
And I'm not making this up. Point being is, can a regular expat have enough money to pull strings to make a difference? No. I'm going to tell you right now, no. And then some of you are like, well, I looked up the mayor makes this and this, and I have more Social Security than he does. Mother effer. He's had more money than you had before he was mayor.
Right. It takes millions.
For those of you who don't know nothing about politics is never about the actual money or salary that they make.
It's about position.
Go look at the president. You know how many presidents make more money before they became presidents?
Correct. AKA Trump.
They're not being presidents because for the salary. They're being presidents to get cool. Because they have more money in the bank. No different here in the Philippines. The mayor makes little money because he doesn't make the money off his salary. He's had more money before that.
Yeah, the problem makers like Steve and the Romanian non-breeder Legion of Men should be banned for false information. The Legion of Men, I remember him 4 years ago. He used to talk with MYK. He kind of broke off of originally MYK stuff and doing this. He was all into the Passport Bros. When that became a big thing for 6 months a couple years ago, it literally was a big thing. That was every video he did. Passport Brothers do this, Passport, and he talks about Filipinas and scoring, and all the Filipinas are a 3 or 4. But somehow he got stuck on the Filipina P as her numbers rose up. And then she was a feminist busting, standing up for this and that situation. And he went with that for a while. And he got some numbers on that. And then now, because the P did the video, he did. And he didn't even have nothing to say. He went through the comments saying, oh my God, look at that. Oh my God, look at this. And I'm like, what the hell? You had zero to say right now. And it's like, you didn't come up with anything.
Now,
And it's like, what's up with that?
Now,
and then,
to be fair with Legion of Men, first off, we're not anti-Legion of Men by any means. There's nothing wrong with what he does or anything like that.
he's a reaction that gets his numbers by, different situations. I mean, I don't like him because the way he turns. I mean, people say they don't like us because we turn on everybody, but we have a point to it. But he'll sit there and talk about girls are only worth 10 cents, or they're not even a dime piece, or these guys are this. He goes all the way
first
around
off,
on
he is
reactions.
again selling to.
He's a single
to the
bachelor
more the
passport.
male, expats out there, if that makes any sense. He's more on the, okay, I'm not gonna say sexpat, but he's leaning towards that, if that makes any sense. He's not.
Thank you, Captain Trucker.
He's
Yeah,
not,
guys.
He's not selling to sexpat. He's, there's borderline sexpats out there, and those are the mostly what follow him. And also, again, this is not against him, but also be aware that, not against him. Also, be aware that he loves the P, and there's nothing wrong with loving a particular vlogger. And what I'm saying is, if the P says something, he tends to follow that whether or not, for example, if he talks about how much Walmart is more expensive than the Philippines, and Walmart this, Walmart, I'm just making things up. Point being is, then he'll tend to agree, because that's its idol, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, Captain Trucker. Appreciate
Captain
some
Trucker,
of your
thank you so much.
research.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, it's not anything against your channel or the original putter or the P. I think everybody did their part. I'm just surprised, based on the original storyteller, which people call that channel a storyteller, like the regular guy, that people would just go off on an old law that mostly applies to inside relationships, not because you cussed out a vendor or talked about somebody on air or any of the other stuff that comes up. It actually does apply to, even the attorney went through all of this. And so it was still, you still put out your information. George reminded me that when we talk about these things, we're not trying to put things out to the entire world. It's usually to just our viewers. If other people find something out of it or learn something from it, like George says, this just, I told George, I said, why cover this? We covered this before. And he said, because maybe the new people that are watching hasn't seen it, or maybe our people did not watch the original guy. A lot of them don't watch the Filipina Pete. We have to understand, as George has told me, we need to keep the open mind, or I do, that our people don't watch these other channels. Not always, some do, but it's not all of them. So, this is something that people should be aware of, that it seems like in the last year, especially, a lot of these old laws that have been around for years and years are now being brought back and thrown on to, hey, beware, don't do this, don't do, and that it's not as bad as it actually looks.
It's not. And
we're
again,
not attorneys. Go check out with your attorney, but it's the same as
really
the U.S. The laws and the books and taxing and all of that has always been there.
You
it's
have
how
to be
people.
A real dick to even get arrested, much less, be taken to jail. You know what I'm saying?
Bo is married, Legion of Men. The man is married. I had no idea. That's odd.
Well, it doesn't matter whether you're married or not. It's a channel.
Well, yeah, but I didn't. He goes on like he's single. At least it appeared to me he's a single man giving advice. He's married on top of that. That is odd. So let me go back in the comments. You can read them from the bottom, shout them out. You can take off your rollers. It's gonna take your hair there. Oh, your hair looks nice. Look at you all now, all fancy. Look at you. Whew, there you go.
Did I tell you?
Makeup on the set.
Did I tell you you can touch my hair?
Now you got a little Heidi spit on it.
Making a sandwich.
I did make you a sandwich. I made you sausage.
That's not a sandwich.
I still haven't gotten my fix for Jollibees, but yeah, go ahead and grab some comments out of their way. I'm going backwards. AI coconuts in the house.
Captain Trucker says, thank you for letting me clarify my comment and intention. Robert Goods says, for $5 million, she gave the honey big time.
Hey, it does happen more times than not. And that's why I don't feel I owe an apology to Jen, Mark Thornton's widow, because the truth is she still lived a way better life than she would have out in the province. And now she's got a new car, new AC, her room's been redone where she came from, and she's doing way better. And she's got a baby. And it's everything she wanted. Now she's with a new expat. So she did upgrade. So why would I owe her an apology where she felt she got stressed out by telling the truth about she married an older guy, he didn't take his medicine, he died, and all. There's no. It's just people got butthurt over the whole situation.
Mark says, now this is very interesting. Actually, the couple you're talking about can be charged with adultery.
Hi. I'm out 1 second off UK. My late dad's funeral. Oh, sorry about that.
So sorry about that, bad boy.
Yeah, big hugs. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Mark says, actually, the couple you're talking about can be charged with adultery, and the complaint doesn't have to come from the ex-husband/wife.
They did say that a third party can report somebody fighting. Yes. They could actually say, hey, that couple's beating each other up, and file on the side, which you can do that in the U.S. too. You can call up and say a kid's being abused or the husband and wife are fighting. Yes. So a third party can report in the U.S. Nothing different.
Angelo says, I want a BLT sandwich.
That sausage is off the chain, and I tried to flatten it out so they're thick like hamburgers, and they've got all the flavor and maple, and I put smoke flavor in it, and the meat set overnight in the fridge, and it marinated with like real fresh ground sage. Guys, it was off the chain. It's got everything in it. It's even got what's it called in there? Blackstrap molasses, which gives good iron and everything, but it gives it like this dark roast flavor. It's off the chain. I wish you guys had. I mean, I was feeding egg to the cats until George let the dog have a piece of sausage.
Okay, now this is an interesting comment too, and I'm not disagreeing with it, but also remember that common sense overrules everything. Said Del Negro says you can comment on the law. You are not a member of the bar. The restriction is a non-bar member cannot practice before the law. Now, before the bar. Now, you don't have to be a lawyer or a member of the bar to state facts, aka
yeah, we're not
what did I just say
law.
about, how you can tell this law is this year, that and that. No, that's common sense. And it's not even common sense. It's right there.
Yes, I've seen her. She's getting better. Chris Aquino is getting much better from.
Yeah.
Did they consider her with lupus like me? I thought it was another autoimmune, but was it like SLE lupus? Yeah, she's gaining weight and everything. She's looking really good. She's starting to. So
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is we're not lawyers. Me and Heidi are not lawyers. This is a good point. But be aware again, this is common knowledge. This is very simple. You don't even have to search shit. I'm not even making that up. I don't search shit. I'm gonna tell you right now. I really don't. Because I don't believe in it. For the most part, I don't want to, dox people. But for the most part, when I come across something, I read it and I analyze it. Like, does it make sense? Does it not make sense? Is it common sense? Does it follow the law as we know it, regardless of whether or not you're a lawyer or not? You know what I'm saying?
And doesn't mean you're not allowed to state
And then
it
you
either.
compare, let's put it this way, even lawyers during trial, they say, oh, well, Jose, well, this is a case that we came across on Jose versus Abad, and, you know, yada, yada, yada. Point being is they even reference old stuff, because that's what I'm getting at. My references are, there are references on said stuff. Have this kind of crap happened before? Is there a history of this occurrence? Yes, for the most part. And that's what I'm getting at, is have an expat been thrown into prison because of this? Yes. However, these are the circumstances.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Will a, you know, doesn't matter whether they're Filipino or a foreigner, will they bypass, you know, barangay straight to police? Yes, if it's a obviously criminal charge. For example, if, let's say, a, you know, a husband was accused of slapping his wife's face, for example, and the cops come over and they look at him and they look at her,
George for president.
and then they'll be like, what happened here? Oh, he slapped me in the face. And they look at her, and then she's not crying, her skin is pristine and everything, and they were like, okay, let's call the barangay captain, let's call the tanod, and they'll take over from here.
That's where they're going to start.
Now, if per se, again, same exact instance, cops come over, they see the wife crying, tearing, there's a freaking big damn red palm mark on the side of her face, they'll be like, okay, we'll take you in. Point. It's no different in the U.S. Cops are not going to take you in because you said something. Well, actually, they do. They tend to side with the women. But point being is, here it's not like that. What I'm saying is it's actually opposite. They're more lenient here because they know that, you know, people lie, whether it's the guy or the girl. And what I'm saying is, you don't have to be a lawyer to tell that or say stuff like this. You know, am I a lawyer? No, but guess what? Facts. Is this stuff that's going on in the phone? Yeah, I'm telling you right now, this shit happens everywhere. Go talk to the next Filipino that speaks English. They'll tell you the same shit. Or get a translator and talk to the other people. They'll tell you the same shit. In fact, they'll even say, oh, expats get away with everything. Just saying. Anyway. Bobby G, thank you so much. I appreciate so much for the shades. Thank you. It's right there.
Got shades.
I
One
don't know if
second.
you can see.
Yeah, I'm going further down.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. 1 second. Appreciate it.
Oh,
There
hey,
it
John
is.
Ryder's in the house. Hey,
Thank
John.
you so much. Perpetually. Oh, I guess that's what it's weird because it puts up, as you guys can see, it puts up the name of the sticker.
Angelo's
Unless you guys can see just the sticker, but I'm pretty
51st
sure.
state,
But
the
thank
Philippines.
you. Right.
We wish.
Right. Then we can get our Medicare here.
Okay,
And just
now
not part
here's
of
the thing.
insurance.
The probability of
See you later,
the
bud.
Philippines being the 51st state is higher than Canada,
Canada, that's for
being the
sure.
51st state. And I'm just saying. Why? Because the Philippines was once a colony of the U.S. And here's the weird part. I never did understand why the U.S. let go.
Yeah, it's
Because I think that's one of those things that America regrets in the long run, if that makes any sense.
So it says that that Steve does. He's busy making vlogs about his wife's family and farming. Comments a recipe for disaster. Well, it depends on how he's putting them. We haven't watched that many of them, so that's for sure. Yeah, just kind of going backwards because every time we go and put a sticker up, it kind of makes us no money, no honey. Tony said a bastard is a bastard is what we called them. I call people men. I flat out just say you're a retard. And if you don't like it, oh well, that it is what it is.
Hey.
I'm not going to say
Just
a person with a disabled mind. No, you a damn retard.
Okay, in all fairness, again, for
They
the,
said I was mentally retarded. I think they're wrong.
back then, okay, in the old days, retard was the acceptable term rather than mongoloidism.
No, they actually said I was mentally retarded because of
I'm
my
not saying
delay
that. I'm
and
just saying
cracking my head and
back
all that.
then that you are allowed to say retard, but you're not allowed to say mongoloid. And because mongoloid is racist, because mongoloid means they're from Mongol. I'm just saying that, and then people change the butt hurt thing. You can't say retard anymore. You have to say Down syndrome, and now you can't say Down syndrome anymore. I think you have to say something else now. But anyway,
Chromosomally challenged.
no, they're not challenged. They're actually extra.
It still means they're challenged, extra, taken
Well,
away.
challenge usually means you're short. Usually.
Extras can make you. I'm weight challenged right now. I've got extra weight, so figure
I
that
guess
one.
so. Yeah, I guess so. Right now, no, I was gonna show you this, and I think I'm not sure if I missed something here. Read this. That one. I'm just having Heidi read a statement. I'm not, because again, I don't know everything. Even I have to ask, like, hey, what is this?
Yeah, I have no idea.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I'm looking to see.
Yeah. So anyway, and like I said, it's not that simple, folks. It's not. What? Where'd that come from?
What's that? You can read them out.
Well, I'm not. Okay, well, I can. It's just kind of left field. I can't do regular guy. Maybe he has changed, but not myself.
Well, some people, it's
like,
the way
wait, what?
he tells the
What I'm
stories. It
saying
sounds
is,
like
where'd that
he's
come
there
from?
and the things
That's what
have
I'm getting
happened.
at.
And we said that before. A lot of people, until regular guy went on the road, he was just telling stories of what appeared to be his life. And I'm like, you guys do realize most of those are probably stories. So you're trying to convict a man of stories he's telling when he probably wasn't even there. So he legally covered himself. And then I don't know. I think regular guy's okay. I think he's a good storyteller. He's really nice in person. And,
I
there's
don't
some
think
things
he is as bad as how other vloggers
like
perceive him to
MYK.
be.
We sat down and been with Mike several times. He's a really nice guy. I believe all these vloggers that are talking smack, we said we would sit down with them. I'm sure they're good people, just like people realize we're good people. A lot of this is YouTube, bravado, put, into a lot of smack talking and us giving lessons and talking about what to do, what not to do. Comedy, joking, us having our arguments on air, which is real, by the way. And it's just what it is. But when it comes down to it, George is a really good guy. I'm a good person. We do charity. It's just what it is. And we believe all of them, all of the people out there. And I can list a bunch of people that we said we'd sit down with any day that we don't have a problem with. Just some of them get butt hurt really quick. They make content on it. So what? Okay, good for you. It's what you guys actually do. Let's see. Cindy says it has gotten ridiculous in the US. What to say? Retard has a definition. It's not just an insult, just words. Yeah. And especially when you're with me being 54, it's my grandparent. It's just where it is. And it's like, buck up. If people can't handle, the biggest reason why these last few channels have really been nasty is because we're telling the truth. And the truth is hurting somewhere, whether it's him being a drunkard or the kid being born out of wedlock or that she really is a cheater or the other Brit guy is, he's hurt by the things that are being said. It's, it's people taking such heavy offense to what we're saying, but the truth hurts,
No, it
and
does.
people don't want to
It
wake up,
does.
like
Fact.
your mom
No,
said.
no, no, no.
Your mom
That's
said
true.
people don't want to. They don't want to
No.
be awake.
No.
They don't want to be awake about what's
People
going on.
get butthurt because they're being called out without being called out. If that makes sense.
And I'm gonna talk this about Filipinos, and I'm gonna talk that about Americans. Or I'm with the expats. I'm with the Philippines. I'm with America. There are things I don't like about the U.S., and we just put it out there. And it's the same with this situation. This is old news. This story is old. This happened 3 years ago, and He did this story 2 months ago, and now all the people, it's taking traction. It's like, oh my God, be careful, beware. I'm not ever coming to the Philippines. This is the biggest amount of comments. And I'm like, why? Why? Because of the fear mongering from multiple channels. It's, it just, do you plan to come here and do that to somebody? Do you plan, is it because you're already pre-abusive and they're ready to come here drinking and they want to be able to choke somebody out when they have a beer? Who knows? Maybe that's how you get your rocks off, and they're like, that's just the way it goes.
Well,
Look at the cat.
I mean,
look at the cat. Look, babe, look, leaning back. She was watching. Watch her. Hold on, watch the cat.
she is. Aw, Mom.
Oh no. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Did they get my hair roller? They want my hair roller, but yeah, it's just weird.
I should be honest with you. Sell a kit here that would include
Look at the dog.
Yeah, that would include a leather belt,
George, look at Mary. She's pinned. Look at
a
her.
closet and a lady boy and the David Carradine kit. I would make tons of money.
I could just do it for $5 a pop. Feed him a beer at the same time. I told you I'd make a killing on Walking Street.
Yeah.
Big Mama choke out.
Yep.
Gee whiz.
Choke the chicken, my dear grasshopper. Choke the chicken.
Put a sign on my back. Choke the chicken grasshopper for $5. What is that? I'm curious.
Right. It's called George's David Carradine kit. Coming to the Philippines near you.
Coming to Walking Street.
Right? True story.
Oh, people have been talking about the roosters and everything. And John said, yeah, get a condo on the top floor. I've actually heard people say they're up on a higher floor and they're still hearing some things. I don't think that, because some of them, depending on the area, only go so high up, right?
Well, you have to remember, too, that depending on where you live, you have to check if for double pane glass. Unless your glass is double pane, you're going to hear everything.
Oh, look at my hair.
Double pane thing is not really a thing here because double pane is really designed to keep the heat in, so to speak. Not really for keeping the cold in. I mean, I get it. It's really also for keeping the cold in, but double pane is not a thing here in the Philippines.
Ooh, look at that. Ooh.
Mark says Gio covered this matter extensively in a video.
No,
and it wasn't looking good for the expat. I know there was a dollar amount attached to his release.
The guy wasn't released. He's still in jail, and it was $3 million, I believe. And he said he's not going to pay it. He said the old guy has the money in the bank. He was in the Navy or in the Army, and he refuses to pay it. And I'm like, well, how come there was an amount? That's not normal. That is not normal for a judge to throw $3 million on just a case like that. Because if it's dealing with the law he claims, the RA, they wouldn't offer $3 million to settle. It's
Gio
20 years in jail.
The fact that no jury in your face decided by one guy.
Now that is scary, most definitely. I didn't see, where's he at? How far? What's the minute? Give me the minute. Is it 10 what?
01.
Yeah, because no, that is scary by itself, Gio, 100%. You covered it correctly by going through and saying, you covered that it's about the law itself and that you weren't in trying to scare nobody and that there was a new video out. And yes, that is scary. But then again, I told George yesterday, I don't know if I like that peers all decided a fate either. I mean, what is scarier? Just one individual judge or how many are in a jury box? 20, 30, 20? What do you think is, they all go in a room and talk, right? It only takes a few of them to say, you know what, this isn't, okay, you're right. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's, what do you guys think? Would you rather be judged by 20 squirrely people or one guy? If that guy's in that position, it's not because he's desperate for money.
No.
That means it's a well-educated guy here too. But you know, at the end of the day, you do realize the judge also decides some of the sentencing in the U.S. anyway. So even if people say guilty, it's still the judge that hands down everything anyway.
No. The judge hands down the judgment. That's why it's called a judge. But no. I'm not.
And the other thing, most people like here in the U.S., 80% take the plea deals because they're squirmed into a corner. So the U.S. judgment system is not the best anyway. So it's
yeah. Now here's
they
the
take
thing.
the plea deals to.
Jose de Negro says the Philippines legal systems are absolutely no joke. There's an element of it I will not speak of. You figure it out. Now it doesn't take much. Again, I already said that can even in the U.S. Remember, there's a price for everything, but it's not the price that you are aware of. But what I'm saying is, if you're a regular Joe Schmo expat, you can't afford it. I'm going to tell you right now, to make a difference in rulings and stuff like that. Trust me, you're
Hey,
not
Harry,
big enough.
good morning. Harry's
But
in the house, babe.
here's the thing. The thing about Philippine law is it's not so much as can you be arrested for no reason at all. The answer is yes.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt, especially further out in the province or.
However, be aware for that to happen, it's really hard to get the ball rolling.
Where's Dipolog at? Because wherever this channel is at, he claims he was living nearby. The wife
like
and
I said, it takes a lot to get the ball rolling. What am I talking about, guys? Just use your freaking common sense.
Yeah, there had to be.
What I'm saying is,
on.
in order for a cop to accuse somebody who's innocent, they have to put themselves in the line of fire. Is it worth putting yourself in the line of fire?
Yeah, I think there was more to it. That's what I'm.
You get my point. It's not a question of can it happen. Yes, it can happen, even in the U.S. But to get the ball rolling, to get it started, how much money does it take to get some guy to falsely accuse somebody? It's not that easy as you think. It's not. I mean, even a cop, even if you're guilty, let's say you're guilty, you know what? A cop will let you slide. You know why? Because they don't want to do the freaking paperwork. They don't want to show up for court. They don't want to do this. They don't want to do that. They just want to go do their regular patrol in their normal day.
So there's Dipolog City. So that's down by Mindanao. So this is one of the Mindanao vloggers.
So what I'm saying is
that's not, well, there's Mindanao.
Right.
Still...
A regular cop is not just going to randomly throw in his lot just because. No, it has to be literally worth his time. Literally worth his time.
And honestly, I don't know why so many of the vloggers are moving out to Mindanao area.
Okay.
Because
there's a reason. Don't listen to us. I'm going to tell you right now. Don't listen to us. You don't have to.
He was in Mindanao
Go move
area.
to Mindanao, even though it's clearly stated it's a red zone area. Do we make this up? No. We're not.
And for multiple reasons. So if that's the area he was living in, we're not saying that would make him a target. But if a woman turned on him out there and he's been in jail for 3 years based on that, I don't know. It's kind of a different area for sure.
No, it's a different area, but also either way.
Yeah.
But now you're like, well, what does that have to do with anything? What does red zone have to do with anything? Well, guess what? It just means that you're in an
area where it's more apt to happen like that.
Right. It's more of a, what do you call that? Anti-foreign environment.
Well, he said that the girlfriend has a new boyfriend that has people on the inside. Basically, he's saying he knows corrupt people. It's more apt to happen in Mindanao. There's more of the, what they call that, the family members all being in on everything together.
No,
nepotism probably exists more there than anywhere else.
Not necessarily. They don't have. No. They don't have to. But here's the thing: in order for that to happen, he has to be worth something.
Yeah, I get it. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know.
But here's the thing: who's this guy? That's the whole point
of it. The new boyfriend?
No, the other guy. The guy, the expat. Who's this guy? That's my point.
I don't know, but it's funny that big channels took on the story and doesn't
Who's
even
the
have a
guy?
name. It's right now it's a story. And every time we've done a story, we've always offered the link to everybody through Facebook
Right.
Messenger
I'll show
that
you a
asked
picture
for
of
it.
the guy.
Yep. And according
Who's
to
this
him,
guy?
he's
That's my point.
E5. Who's that guy? Hey, Pigsy, tell him. Say, who's that guy?
Shoot, we even showed you a floater, if that makes any sense. You know what I'm saying?
Here, have this one.
No, the Philippines shows you everything. Trust me, it's kind of disgusting. It's like I look at Facebook every day and I'm like, ugh. You know, I see this couple, you know, they're get squished by 2 semi-trucks on a regular basis. No, I'm not making that up either. That's the sad part. No, the Philippines shows everything.
We seen your dad this morning. We seen your dad
and
this
what
morning.
I'm saying is, if I can't find who this guy is, I question it. Because
Well,
I'm
we've
like,
offered the original vlogger to come on, but again, he doesn't have an email that's available. So, like I said, if he's in the house, we'll be on for a little bit longer. We'd be more than glad to have you come
for example,
on.
I'm not making this up. For example, something happens to my wife, good or bad. Let's say she got thrown into prison, whatever, for whatever reason. You really think there's no, you know, she's not going to show up on the news? Yeah, she is.
3 years. I mean, that's a long time.
That's another thing.
3 years the guy's been sitting in jail.
In 3 years, that
he
long
didn't
time.
get deported. He didn't even
the
World
problem,
Zoom got out.
The problem with that is that means there's 3 years of a constant update of a person being in prison. But no, there is none.
Yeah.
I mean, we show you guys people getting caught. In fact, we don't show you everything because we get tired of it.
If anybody knows this guy's name or did any further research,
let us
because
know.
a few people said that it was the Irish guy, and I'm like, no, that seems to be a different story, but we still put it up because it was similar and it was a couple years ago. But we know that there were people said, no, the story's totally wrong. There was a bunch more that happened. I was like, well, we kind of figured there was something.
Now, I'm going to tell you right now what I think it is. Okay? And I think what's going on here. I'm not calling out anybody in particular. Here's the problem. First off, if said vlogger is friends or close to this guy, he would have already shown something.
Yeah, he said he did. He said he even testified for him that he was his character.
Well, I'm not talking about, that's what I'm saying, shown something on camera. You know, you don't have to show the whole thing. You have to show something. So, and then you can't, it's kind of like if you want to, you know, it's I can't even, it just,
it's kind of hard to, well, that's why we're kind of covering it. It's just, for me, it's hard to believe that this many people have covered it and there is no backing.
There is no updates. I mean, Mark Anthony's car has more updates than this. Okay, anybody who doesn't know Mark Anthony was a star. He got stopped for possessing some, you know, puff pass things in Angela City, and his bright yellow Mustang is impounded. What I'm saying is an inanimate object, a car, has more updates than this guy.
I think it's...
What I'm saying is a car that's just sitting in an impound has more updates.
And he's given...
They're not even talking about the actor.
Well, how about how he gives little hints but never shows it? Oh, I've got text messages with the guy in jail's girlfriend. I'll put him up. And he never put him up when he edited. Then he said that the mention of who it is in the previous videos. When I went back to the previous video, it was nothing. And in that video, he said it was a previous video. He mentioned who it was.
Right.
He never did.
There's no family. There's no girlfriend. Nothing.
Anybody else think about this when they seen the P talk
Don't you guys
about
find it weird?
Legion of Men. He just went through the comments and put the best clips of him saying, hey, if you talk about a Filipino, you're going to jail.
Do you guys really think, okay, for example, again, Ace Bachelor.
What do you guys think?
I'm not picking on Ace Bachelor, but point being is Ace Bachelor, this happens to him. You really think there's not going to be video coverage of him?
Even
you really think there's no, you know, something on the blip online about him? No, there is.
Even to the smallest fact. So
You know what I'm saying?
still just curious. It's still out there that it was covered, and yeah, you going through the bottom. I'm checking something real quick.
Kiwi Pinoy, I guess Pinos. Totally agree with what you said about Legion of Man. The guy is a total show off and would not last a second in my wife's province. He's a non-breather narc who has no idea what sacrifice his parents make. Interesting.
There it is.
Mark says people in lip glosses shouldn't throw stones.
Yep, agree. Who said that?
Second one says,
who actually said, what did he say? Those who live in glass houses shouldn't
Mark.
throw stones?
Second one says, regular guy mentioned he is a storyteller and his beaver Rooney's thing just isn't my thing. Okay, now the regular guy thing again, whether or not you can take it, depends on how you look at it this way, whether I'm defending him or not. Regular guy is a storyteller. I'm sure he's a great guy. Don't take
Curious
everything
what
at face
you mean.
value.
I'm curious what you mean by that. Why don't you tell us what you mean by people who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones? I'm curious on your statement there. Let's see. Chemical imbalance. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I agree with you. Angelo Canseco, instead of getting girlfriends, just get pets,
Watch out. Hey, be nice to Pixie. Pigs, show him Pixie's tail.
Oh, there's Pixie's tail.
Yeah, her tail goes,
Sorry,
instead of it being straight,
kid.
it bends
make
the other
content out of
direction, and then it bends that way. It's like zigzag, but crushed. And her dad's is the same way outside. She's got a dad running around. He's 3 times her size. That cat's got to be 20 pounds out there. No, she's a good kid. We found her by the trash can as a kitten. I thought somebody ran over her tail, but it's bent.
Her dad's like that too.
Same nub tail.
No, really, her dad's
Reminds me of George in the morning when he walks through the house.
Yeah,
with
her
no
dad
underwears.
looks exactly like her, except he's male. Yeah.
20 squirrels. Yeah. 19.
Okay, Victoria says, is it true that if you're given 3 years in the Philippines, that time is just waiting for an actual hearing? Correct. This is true. This is not a yes. Yes. You haven't gone to court yet. Correct.
Yet. Is it true that if you're given 3 years in the Philippines, that time can be just waiting? It can be, but according to the deal, it's been dismissed and brought back in, or it's been redone 3 times. It's already been, and then he was offered an amount to get out, and he refused to pay it. And even the original vlogger said, I'd have paid it. Yeah, 3 million pesos to get out, and he has it in the bank, so why didn't he? If you guys sat in a Filipino jail for 2 weeks.
That's even more of a nail in the coffin.
Yeah, that all of a sudden an innocent situation.
If he has that in the bank.
World Zoom claimed
you would pay $1 million if you had
US to get out of those jails.
out of that jail.
Supposedly he looks ragged, he's lost a ton of weight, and that he's not doing well. Then it doesn't. Why wouldn't you? 9 out of 10 expats, no matter what country, would take it and leave and go home.
Shoot, World Zoom has video of him being in jail.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Right. There's footage of World Zoom in jail. Where's this guy's footage, and why hasn't he put it up for him? If he's such friends with him and testified, why isn't there any footage of him? Do you see what I mean? If you had footage, wouldn't we put it up if the guy was looking to get out, or any news or traction?
If my friend was in prison
4 stories
in the wrong way, imprisonment in the wrong way,
I would be covering
misjudgment,
everything.
whatever, I'd be blowing that shit up and literally showing him and the guards and everything else, and showing how he's being mistreated and his living conditions. Just saying. The issue I have with vloggers is they're vloggers. What I'm saying is,
don't trust us.
if-
Don't trust them.
correct.
Don't trust
Correct.
your own research. We've
Okay,
said that.
it's
Get
like
your
this.
attorney. Get
It's
you
like
a tax
this.
attorney. Get you everything.
I saw this video on TikTok. Filipino, okay, Filipino. So again, I'm not picking on an American. They're showing this fried chicken, well, roasted chicken with fried rice. Now, this is definitely fried rice. And they're showing that the fried rice and the chicken has worms. And I'm like, bullshit. Bullshit. You know why? Worms cannot survive being roasted or fried. And these are live maggot worms.
No, it's true. They were showing it.
I'm telling you right now, I
and we're
can
like,
literally tell you that they're maggot worms, not regular worms, not whatever kind of worms. These are maggot worms. Point
in
being,
fresh chicken that came out of the store.
Don't believe everything that a vlogger shows you or tells you.
You have
Analyze
to come see
everything.
it for yourself. Everything that's happening here could happen in your
No,
country.
be careful of what you buy and eat. I mean, look, it has worms. Motherfucker, you put those things in there. Why? Because they can't survive any form of heat. They'll die. You know what I'm saying? But these guys are live. And there are a lot of them. That's not how it works, guys. You're not going to have maggot worms on your chicken unless you let your chicken sit there not even overnight. You know what I'm saying? That's the point.
I'm surprised.
It's like more of a week. You let your chicken outside for a week.
And this is coming from a Filipina that put the video up. But here's my thing. When people talk about that the Philippines is going to regulate vloggers, all of them, whether it's Filipinos or expats or all that, based on them putting cameras in people's faces. I think they're only looking for certain ones. But how about they regulate the such misinformation that's being put out here, or all the accident videos, and there's so many degrading videos to the Philippines that shows the bad areas, the dirty areas. Their own Filipinos expose the country big time. And the same with that. She showed Inasal chicken straight from a tray that had worms in it. And I'm like, that is not a good look at all. And they think it all comes from expats. It's not. So it's kind of crazy. What's he out there? I don't know what's going on, but
oh, it does show. Okay, now this is interesting to note. Bobby G says new on Google, which I find is really odd. I'm gonna be honest with you.
yeah.
But I think this is in general.
I don't know what it is.
Hold on. Let me go a little bit deeper. Because it depends on the source. Okay. Southeast Asia. It says news on Google says Manila is considered one of the most dangerous city for crime in
They
the
just announced
Philippines.
that now.
I have the Boogie Babies awake time for holidays, blah blah. Mid-year 2024, Manila, Philippines. Crime index is 64.5.
But they've been
Safety
saying
index
that a while.
35.5. Now, okay, for those of you, safety index, crime index, it basically means the percentage of a crime happening to you. Now, first off, remember, this is not the crime index is somewhat exaggerated because, probably anybody who's been to Manila will tell you, yo, I go there every day. Nothing happens to me because, again, safety index is somewhat skewed. But anyway, Manila, Philippines is number 1, then Cebu, okay, then Iloilo, then Makati, then Davao, which is really weird because now here's the thing. I say weird because Davao used to be the safest place in the Philippines. However, be aware this is two things. This is Davao, Philippines, but this is the Davao City they're referring to.
Yeah.
Now, why is this important? Now, Davao is a province, but there's Davao City. Davao as a province is somewhat, Davao City was safe. Now I say was. Just full disclosure, I'm not pro or anti here, but the reason why Davao City was the most safest city is because Duterte existed. Now that Duterte is somewhere in New Zealand, I believe. He's incarcerated in New Zealand. You know, the mice are playing, so to speak. So no, Duterte had a firm grip in Davao, and now that he's gone, cats are loose.
Yeah. Yeah, he said if it continues to rain like this, Philippines will be underwater in a week.
No,
Probably
Jesus Christ, man. It hasn't. Actually, it just stopped raining just now, literally.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
Yeah, it is. It's been raining. I haven't seen this much rain. I was just sitting there thinking that last night, the amount of rain.
Now, here's the thing. This is the normal thing. I was just shocked when we got here. And since then, it hasn't been raining.
Yeah. No, it's
insane. It's
raining.
stupid. Yeah. Do maggots add flavors like crunchy garlic? Yes,
Right.
they do.
Then Steve makes a video after the police put him in a safe place. After that, American got kidnapped and decided to make a video about his location. Dumb. Yeah, that's probably the first time we seen that vlogger. It's when, because he says he's down there, and him and a couple of them other British guys did videos about being safe in Mindanao, and I'm down here situation. He went through that whole thing doing a lot of those where the kidnapping videos. Him and a few others did do some videos down there. So I do semi remember some of that. So, it's kind of, it's something that me and George said, that's, definitely what I wouldn't be doing. The guy is raising his kid in Zamboanga del Norte, lives next to a foreigner that constantly argues with his wife. It's not far from the island where Islamic State, he's right there. Yes, right there in that area. Yeah, so are you talking about the vlogger himself? So, there's all kinds of things. I'm just curious if anybody actually has figured who the person is, because I know others have tried to look it up. If we say something, people look stuff up. If other channels say it, or if it's in the news, they're small sleuths, they look it up. And we went through, I can't go back 3 years in the actual, I put in what the charges were, what he said the charges turned to. But we don't even know a nationality, but only a couple have come up that are similar. The rest of them are dealing with pedos, and most of the charges that are close are all pedos. And I don't think that's the charge. So the rest of them are dealing with party favors or selling of, drugs. And so the charges don't all match. So none of them come close except for that last one. And even that story doesn't seem to be the story. So is he at a deportation center now, and that's the main charge?
Well, that's another
thing.
To be deported. He probably would be. Yes, it's kind of weird that.
So has he been charged?
The only time they won't deport you if the government feels you shouldn't be and you should pay.
Yeah.
Right. Now this is interesting. American in the World says, "What did you expect? Did you expect a rural city to be listed in top crime rate area?" Now this is interesting because this is factual. What I'm saying is, it listed on the list Manila, Cebu, and then
this comes up every few years.
I know.
The Philippines
and
is
then
the worst.
Davao. But here's the thing, Manila is the capital of the Philippines, whether you agree with it or not. The reason why I say that is a lot of Visayans will say Cebu should be, which again, I don't care what you think. Fact is, that is the state of the Philippines, the capital state of the Philippines. Now, here's the thing. What's the capital of the U.S.?
No.
The reason why I ask is the capital of the U.S. is Washington, D.C. This is not, you don't have to Google this. You already know this.
But we know it's Texas.
But what I'm saying is, you know what has the highest crime rate as far as cities go? Washington City. And Washington, D.C. What I'm saying is, why Why is this?
And it doesn't make the rest of the U.S. unsafe
No.
either.
And what I'm
So
saying
it's
is,
same here.
the reason being is it's kind of like the California effect or New York effect. Oh, I'm gonna go to New York City and be a star, or I'm gonna go to California and be a star. Same thing. I want to go to Washington D.C. and make something of myself. I get it. Most Americans don't get that reference because it's not really a thing, but it is, whether you're aware of it or not. What I'm saying is, be aware that Manila is the capital of the Philippines, and a lot of Filipinos go to Manila to make something of themselves. And what I'm saying is, riffraff or not, they all go there, if that makes any sense. So you have the highest concentration of people, which means you have the highest population of probability of bad people. So doesn't matter what country it is. I'm pretty sure Paris has the highest crime rate in France. You get my picture. You get the point.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yes. Need a boat. Yeah, there's a lot of flooding. It's been unreal. It's just unreal. We've been in a red zone, orange zone, and it keeps changing. School's been out for a few days. And when I've checked specifically where we're living in this subdivision, it's just been raining. There's been no flooding, but a couple streets over. So yeah, so we're just not getting the damage in our area immediately.
It says they dismiss it, so that means they found.
No, somebody mentioned something earlier.
It can't be cyber libel if it's, anyway.
No, somebody mentioned earlier that something's going on, but we're not going to cover it again. So it's I wouldn't believe it even if not him, but somebody else made a statement earlier, and I'm like, they said something about feeling bad for him, and I'm like, bad about what? Some people have come forward, and if there are people coming forward, no. It's kind of, even people living in his house was saying things about him. When there's that many witnesses, I'm not, and it's, it is where it is. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up because we're going out.
Say your goodbyes, but before you say goodbye, say happy birthday to our beloved Heidi.
Yes, I'm getting old today. I'm going to sit around and eat sausage.
Permanent resident of the Philippines who's an expat. That's another thing. Just so you guys know, doesn't mean you're a permanent resident. Doesn't make you a non-expat. Heidi's still an expat. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Anyway, but no, Heidi's an expat, but no, she's a permanent resident. Yes.
Davao has thug crimes. Yeah. All right, guys.
Thanks so much, guys. We love you all.
Thank you for coming in, and thank
you for the support. We appreciate it.
Cindy and Sarah and Ted.
Top fans.
Bobby.
Captain Trucker, number 1.
AI Coconut in there.
Robert, number 2. Marian Habera, number 3.
And the links are in the description.
Coconut, if you're wondering, you're number 4.
The links to the Filipina P, great video, the original video. I put everybody's links in there in Geo, so you guys can check them out.
Thank you for the support. Before I say thank you for the support, again, we're so sorry to hear for your loss. Our condolences. Ted, so sorry for your loss. Again, for those who missed it.
Yeah, it was baby girl. I thought she was a girl. I kept saying boy, but Cash had passed away.
His beloved and one and only
Yorkie. So
Yorkie
sweet.
has passed. Captain Trucker, thank you so much for your birthday wishes, and thank you so much for your support. Marian Habera,
Harry
thank you so much for
is
your
in the house.
birthday wishes and your support. And Bobby G, thank you so much for your birthday wishes and the sunglasses.
Thank you so much, guys, and we will talk to you guys later and see you guys on the next live. Let's see. I guess that would be Thursday or Wednesday for those in the U.S. So
and again, watch out for our next episode. We're Heidi's gonna do a hawk tour in public.
Really?
Yes.
I am?
Yes. I'm charging.
Okay. Yeah, thanks. Thanks again. Thanks again, Cindy. Don't forget. Yeah, I want to see those spankings if he can catch me.
Second one says, George, don't forget to give her birthday spankings. All right.
No, I'll spank you. I'm going to get the belt out. Better hope I don't get out my original birthday present and hack something off.
What?
Chop, chop.
It's supposed to be a David Carradine kit, not a Lorena Bobbitt kit.
Well, you're the one that bought it. You said it was for chopping meat and trees and wood. Big wood.
Oh,
You said chop
wood